Morning, everyone. I am Sergeant Sus Victor M. Bavarias, 892965 Philippine Air Force, your lecturer for this day. I am from Air Force City Hospital, and I will be conducting uh, lectures on first aid and DLS as requested by your unit. Let's first tackle the introduction to first aid. Allow me to share my screen. Okay. Module 1 is all about introduction to first aid. When you say first aid, ito po yung pangunang lunas na sinasabi nila. Napaka-importante po nito kasi siya yung pupunan habang wala pa yung doktor sa mismong situation or pangyayari. Example, may nataanan ka na sakuna, aksidente. The first aid is important habang wala pa yung doktor. Bakit? In any time or habang lumilipas yung oras is either pwedeng lumala ang situation ng patient or pwede niya ikamatay. Okay? There are conditions that can lead to death, lalong-lalo na pag, example, hemorrhage. Okay? So, first aid is important. That's why we are conducting this to educate you. At least man lang, ma-impart namin sa inyo yung kailangan nyo matutunan when it comes to first aid. Okay, let's move on. Objectives. After completing this module, participants will be able to, number 1, define first aid, identify the role and responsibility of the first aider, list the 3 objects of first aid, list the 6 characteristics of a good first aider, and determine the hindrances in giving first aid. Okay. Other objectives are to explain and identify how diseases are transmitted and diseases that cause concern. Okay. Define BSI or body substance isolation. Identify the basic precautions and practices of BSI or body substance isolation. Okay. List the basic contents of a first aid kit. Identify cloth material commonly used as dressing and for bandages. Okay, let's move on to the first aid. First aid is an immediate care given to a person who has been injured or suddenly taken ill. It includes self-help and home care if medical assistance is not available or delayed. Okay? Sabi dito, it includes self-help and home care if medical assistance is not available or delayed. Habang wala pa yung doktor, okay, ikaw ang pupuna or ikaw ang bibigay ng immediate care sa person na na-injured. Okay? That is very important. Okay? That's one of the meaning of the first aid. The other one is an assessment and intervention performed by the bystander with minimal or no medical equipment involved. Okay? Tandaan, intervention with no medical equipment involved. Example, nagpunta ka sa isang sakuna, okay, may aksidente, wala kang kahit anong medical equipment, kailangan niyang ma-stop yung, example, meron siyang bleeding. Anong gagamitin mo? You must be resourceful, gamit ka ng kahit anong clean cloth material or if possible, i-tourniquet mo siya gamit ng any available material. Example, panyo, okay, belt, tali. Okay, at least man lang mabigyan mo siya ng intervention para tumagal yung buhay niya habang wala pa yung doktor. Okay? Bakit sinabi bystander? Bystanders are always the first responder in the situation or any given situation that needs first aid. Sila yung pinakaunang first responder na tinatawag natin. Bystander sila, pero pag sinabing sila yung pinakaunang nakarating dun sa situation na yun, they will be acknowledged as the first responder. Okay? The next one, roles and responsibilities of a first aider. Number 1, it bridges the bridge that fills the gap between the victim and the physician. It ends when the services of a physician begin. Okay? Example, ito ang pasyente. Ito ang doktor. Okay? Merong gap na nawawala doon. Okay? Para magkatagpo sila is, yung gap na yon is kayo ang pupuna dun sa gap na nawawala. Kaya nga sabi dito, it bridges the bridge that fills the gap between the victim and the physician. So yung gap na yon, ang nawawala doon is yung first aider. Yun yun. That's you. Okay? Tandaan din, first aider ends when the services of a physician begin. Example, may dumating na ambulance. Sabi ng doktor, okay, first responder or first aider, I'm here to help. Okay na yung naging first aid mo sa kanya. Kami nang bahala sa kanya. That's the time na mag-end na yung service mo as a first aider. Okay? Number 2, ensure safety of him, herself, and that of bystanders. Tandaan, safety is paramount. Okay? Safety mo, safety ng victim, at safety ng bystanders. Okay? Pag sinabing safety ng lahat, unang-una, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-first aid kung merong nakaambang panganib dun sa mismong lugar na pinangyarihan ng sakuna. Okay? Another thing, hindi ka rin pwedeng mag-first aid doon kung ang situation or location kung saan nangyari ang sakuna is unsafe para sa iyo. Kailangan mong i-extricate yung victim papunta sa safe area, galing sa unsafe. Okay, laging tandaan yon. Last thing is the bystanders. Minsan, marami kang bystanders na makikita sa paligid. Okay? Dahil sa pagiging usisero nila, isa rin sila sa inaalala mo para maging safe din sila. Hindi mo pwedeng baliwalain na hindi sila safe. Bakit? Kasi upon knowing na merong bystanders is baka mamaya imbis na isang victim lang or specific victim lang ang first aid mo, is madadagdagan yun dahil unsafe din ang bystanders. Okay? You must ensure that the bystanders also are safe. And number 3, gain access to the victim. Paano ka maka-first aid kung ang location is inaccessible sa iyo as a first aider? Diba? Hindi ka makakapag-first aid doon. So, ang kailangan mo is maka-access sa victim para maayos mo siyang malapatan ng first aid. Okay? Number 4, determine any threats to patient's life. Okay? Kung ang patient mo is meron siyang heavy bleeding or hemorrhage, kailangan mo munang i-treat yun. Okay? Kailangan mo i-determine yun. Paano? By knowing na dapat magaling kang mag-assess. Okay, meron tayong tinatawag na initial assessment. Okay, secondary assessment. So, lahat yun ipe-perform mo para ma-determine mo kung merong threats sa life ng patient mo. Okay? Number 4, summon advanced medical care as needed. Example, may tinawag ka na bystander. Kuya, pa-help naman. Okay, tawag ka ng ambulansya. Nakita mo, ang patient is meron siyang fracture. Sabihin mo doon sa nag-summon ng ambulance, sabihin mo, pakisabi na rin po sa darating na ambulance na kailangan po namin ng spleen. Okay? Isa pa, ang pasyente mo is nahihirapan huminga or meron na siyang difficulty of breathing. Kumbaga, kailangan niya ng help para sa paghinga niya. Ang sasabihin mo sa bystander na tumatawag ng ambulansya is, kuya, kung meron po silang oxygen or mechanical ventilator para ma-save ang buhay ni victim, please pakisabi na dalhin nila yon. Okay? That's the meaning of the number 4. Summon advanced medical care as needed. Number 5, provide needed care for the patient. Laging tatandaan na ang first aid is kung ano lang ang pwede mong maibigay sa kanya with no medical equipment involved. Okay? Nabigay mo yung care para sa patient gamit ang ibang bagay na pwedeng makatulong sa kanya. Okay? At least nabigay mo yung needs ng patient. When you are talking about the needed care for the patient, hindi lang po yun physically ha. dapat lahat. Sabi nga sa uh, health nursing or community health nursing or other subjects na regarding sa health, ang buhay ng tao or ang mismo tao is health siya in totality or wholeness niya. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Number 1 is physical, number 2, emotional, spiritual, okay? Lahat yon. Example, wala kang nagawa. Okay? Pero, yung sa emotional niya is na bigyan mo siya ng care for the patient. Paano mo siya bibigyan ng care? I-assure mo sa kanya na darating na po ang tulong, ma'am, sir. Okay? Tumawag na po kami ng ambulansya. Huwag po kayong mag-alala. Okay? Ganon ang pagbibigay ng emotional care sa patient. Other than physical care. Number 6, assist advanced personnel. Okay? Pagdating ng personnel, or sabihin na natin medical team, okay? Hindi ka lang basta mag-end ng responsibility mo as a first leader pagdating nila. Kailangan mo silang i-assist. Okay? Bakit? Para mas mapadali ang trabaho nila. Other than that, ikaw ang mas may alam sa patient dahil ikaw ang first aider or first responder, kailangan mo silang i-assist. Number 7, record all findings and care given to the patient. Okay? Kailangan mong i-record yun. Bakit? Baka makalimutan mo. At least pag nag-endorse ka sa doctor or sa medical team na mag-a-arrive is meron kang records kung ano yung findings mo, kung ano yung lahat ng ginawa mo sa patient. Okay? Yun ay lahat i-jot down mo. At saka mo siya i-endorse sa doctor na darating. Okay? Next one. Importance of first aid. Everyone should be able to perform first aid since most people will eventually find themselves in a situation requiring aid. Okay? Either for another person or for themselves. Tandaan, as a first aider, ini-impart namin sa aming mga tinuturuan na dapat lahat ng first aid ninyo, i-treat ninyo as loved ones ninyo, parang kamag-anak ninyo. Bakit? Para magkaroon kayo ng puso sa pag-first aid. Tignan nyo to. Eventually, you will find yourself in a situation na nangangailangan ng first aid. Okay? Kaya kailangan ma-perform mo ang first aid, at least matulungan mo yung taong nangangailangan ito. Okay? Either for another person, sabihin na natin, kapitbahay mo, pamilya mo, or hindi mo kilala na nakita mo sa daan, aksidente. Okay? Kailangan bigyan ng first aid. Or, the worst is, gagamitin mo yon para sa sarili mo. Yun ang sinasabi nating self-first aid. Okay? Number 2, a delay of as little as 4 minutes when a person's heart stops can mean death. Alam naman natin, ang nagpapabuhay sa tao is yung pag-pump ng heart niya. Okay? Kung nag-stop ang pumping mechanism ng heart, pwede siyang mag-arrive saan? Sa death. Okay? Therefore, what a bystander does can mean difference between life and death. Yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kung ang pasyente is nag-a-arrest, okay? Ang medical team na mag-a-arrive is, sabihin na natin, 5 minutes pa ang layo nila. Sinong mag-a-attend dun sa nawawalang gap? Okay? Para mabuhay lang yung patient. Sasabihin ko na, kailangan natin siya example i-CPR. Sino mag-CPR? Okay? Ang first aider ang gagawa ng CPR para ma-bridge niya yung gap na nawawala. Ito, delay as of a little as 4 minutes when a person's heart stops can mean death. Okay? So, kailangan mong bigyan ng first aid. Ikaw ang pinaka-first responder at mag-bridge dun sa gap na nawawala from the patient at sa doctor. Diba? Objectives of a first aider. Number 1, to alleviate suffering. Okay? By merely performing first aid, hindi mo namamalayan is na-alleviate mo yung suffering ng patient. Or sabihin na natin, na-end mo yung suffering niya. Okay? Meron siyang pain sa affected area niya or sa injured part. Binigyan mo ng first aid. Okay? Pagkabigay mo ng first aid, medyo gumaan-gaan ang pakiramdam niya, nawala ang pain. Okay? That's the one way of alleviating suffering. Okay? Uulitin ko, hindi lang siya physical, pero dapat pati emotional. Ganun, mag-alleviate ng suffering. Number 2, to prevent added or further injury or danger. As a first aider, nagpunta tayo doon para mag-provide ng care at hindi mag-cause or magdagdag ng another injury sa patient. Okay? Ang objectives natin is magbigay ng care at i-prevent ang added or further injury sa victim. Laging tatandaan yun. Number 3, to prolong life. Ay, sabi kanina, habang wala pa ang doktor, ikaw ang mag-first aid, okay, para abutan siya ng buhay ng doktor. Okay? Kasi kung wala kang ginawa, tapos wala pa yung doktor, namatay siya, okay, hindi mo magagawa yung number 3 objective mo. Okay? Kaya sabi dito is to prolong life. Okay? Next, characteristics of a good first aider. Tandaan lamang ang mnemonics natin na growther. Ano yung growther? Number 1 is gentle. Number 2 is resourceful, observant, tactful, empathic, and respectable. Okay? Gentle. Kapag mag-first aid ka, you should not cause pain. Kung hahawakan mo ang victim, example, ma'am, sir, kailangan po natin i-position ang kamay ninyo. Okay? Alam ko po masakit yan, pero kailangan po natin gawin to. Pero dapat, by merely moving the patient's body part, dapat gentle ang paghawak mo. Okay? In that case, you should you should not cause pain to the victim. Okay? Number 2, resourceful. You should make the best use of things at hand. Anong sabi kanina? With no medical equipment involved. Okay? So kung anong meron ka, kung anong available dyan, gamitin mo yon. Okay? Pero dapat kung ano yung pinaka-the best available is yun ang pipiliin mo. Halimbawa na lang, clean cloth and basahan lang mismo. Ano yung pipiliin mo? Okay, di ba dapat mas ipiliin mo yung clean cloth kasi ang basahan is mas marumi. Although pareho silang available, dahil mas clean ang isa, ito ang pipiliin mo. Okay? Observant. You should notice all the signs. Okay? Kasi bakit? Malay mo si patient is nagkakaroon na ng impending signs and symptoms na shock. Anytime pwede siyang mamatay. Okay? So, you should be observant. Hindi mo alam na sa likod pala is may tumutulong dugo. Okay? Na nagkakos ng heavy bleeding sa kanya. So, you should notice all the signs. At least, mabigyan mo ng first aid kung ano yung signs na yon. Okay? Number 4, tactful. You should not alarm the victim. Nakita mo na example, bali-bali yung paa niya. Sasabihin mo ba sa kanya? Hindi. Kasi makaka-alarm yun sa victim. Sasabihin mo ba, ay sir, ma'am, yung paa niyo po nabali. Okay? That's not a way of saying things tactful sa victim. Nagiging tactless ka nun. So, you should be tactful para hindi ma-alarm ang victim. Okay? Number 5 is empathic. Should be comforting. As a first aider, dapat malumanay ang boses mo. Okay? Ang boses mo dapat is comforting. Okay? Sabi nga nila sa empathic is putting your own feet sa shoes ng victim. Okay? Kung ikaw, anong mararamdaman mo pag ang first aider mo is hindi siya empathic sa'yo, di ba? Parang, sabi ko nga kanina, ang tao is meron siyang other aspects ng health. Mali mo, nasasaktan mo yung emotional niya. Okay? Hindi lang pala physical ang first aid mo, pero yung emotional is nagagawa mo rin ng first aid. Okay? You should be empathic. Number 6, respectable. Should maintain a professional and ideal caring attitude. Okay? As a first aider, you should respect the victim. Kahit sino pa siya. Kahit pulubi siya. Okay? kasama siya sa mababang sektor ng lipunan. Pantay-pantay po ang pagtatrato natin sa mga taong first aid natin. Okay? You should maintain a professional and ideal caring attitude. Kung ano ang binigay mo first aid kay Mayor, ganun din kay janitor, janitress. Pare-pareho lang po yan, walang pagkakaiba. Okay? Hindrances in giving emergency care. Number one is unfavorable surroundings. Example, churches, big mall, and streets. Okay? Sa church, paano siya naging unfavorable? Okay? Minsan, maraming tao. Sa mall, ganun din. Okay? Lalong-lalo na sa streets na maraming sasakyan. Hindi ka makakapagbigay ng emergency care dun sa victim. Okay? Number two is the presence of crowds. Sabi nga kung ang bystander is nagko-cause na ng crowds, okay? Kailangan is i-extricate mo muna yung victim bago mo siya bigyan ng first aid, hostile crowds and onlookers. Okay? Kasi minsan, mas magaling pa sila sa nagbibigay ng first aid. Mas marami pa silang alam. Tuturuan ka pa nila. Sabihin nila, tama ba yung ginagawa mo? Okay, alam ko yan. Alam ko yan. Sabihin nila sa'yo. Napanood ko na yan sa TV, napanood ko na yan sa YouTube. Pero yung ginagawa mo is mali. Okay? So the presence of crowds can be an hindrance in giving emergency care. Okay? Number three, pressure from the victim and relatives. Ito ang mas mahirap. Kanina, yung crowds lang, bystanders. Pag victim na mismo or yung relative niya ang nagde-demand ng immediate care, doon ka mahihirapan. Okay? Napipigilan ng pagbigay mo ng emergency care kasi minsan pinipressure ka nila. Mas nagiging hysterical pa ang family relative ng victim kaysa sa mismong victim. Okay? In that case, naging hindrance yun kasi kung ikaw as a first aider is madali kang maratel, dun sa pag-hysterical nila o pag-demand nila ng immediate care is mararatel ka na. Okay? Okay, let's move on sa ating body substance isolation. Okay? Pag sinabing BSI, are precautions taken to isolate or prevent the risk of exposure from any other type of bodily substance. Okay? Number one is personal hygiene. Ano ang sabi ng WHO? The number one most effective precautions or precaution in transmitting disease is the personal hygiene, specifically the hand washing. Okay? Number two is PPE or yung sikat ngayon na ginagamit natin. Meron tayong face mask. Meron tayong face shield. Okay? Sa medical is ginagamit nila is goggles. Okay? Ayun, meron siyang N95. And lastly is yung gloves. Okay? Pero meron pa yan. Meron tayong kasamang PPE na body gown. Okay? One-piece suit. Okay? Meron din tayong cap. Okay? Para sa sapatos, meron tayong booties. So lahat yon is considered as personal protective equipment or PPE. Okay? Another practices is number 3, equipment cleaning and disinfecting. Okay? Pagkatapos mong ginamit ng lahat ng instruments mo, lalo ng medical equipments, kailangan mo silang linisin at i-disinfect. Okay? Always make sure na disinfect mo sila kasi para pag ginamit mo sila sa ibang patient is ready sila or readily available sila, malinis sila bago mo sila gamitin sa ibang patient. Okay? Next, equipment and supplies. Ang ating basic equipment is yung mga to. Number 1 is spine board, short board, okay, or cardiac board na tinatawag. Then set of splints. Meron tayong poles, meron tayong blankets, and first aid kit. Okay? Tingnan natin. Ayan. Yan ang itsura ng spine board. Okay? Take a look at this. Dito ang ulo. Dito ini-strap yung ulo. Meron pang device diyan na naka-strap diyan para ma-immobilize yung ulo niya. Itong kawang na to is para siyang kawang ng ating dalawang paa. Pagka nilagay mo dito ang paa ni victim, dito, saka dito, dyan mo ipi-place, i-strap nila dun sa pagitan ng kawang at saka dito sa gilid. Kaya meron yung kawang. Okay? Para din siyang symbol na kung saan mo ilalagay ang paa at saka kung saan mo ilalagay ang ulo ng victim. Okay? Next is the spine board. Dito, wag palilito. Okay? Ito, parang lagari na shape na to is nagsisimbolize siya as ang spinal vertebrae ng tao. Ibig sabihin, andito ang head part ni victim. Dito banda. Okay? Pag dito ang ulo niya, i-align mo ang spinal vertebrae niya, doon mag-fall down yung back ni victim. Okay? Nandito ang ulo, nandito ang likod ni victim. Next, ayan, meron tayong set of poles, dalawa. Kailangan natin ng poles. Pagka wala na tayong stretcher, lalong-lalo na is meron tayong tinatawag ng mass casualty. Kailangan natin ng poles para makagawa tayo ng improvised stretcher. Okay? Splints, set of splints. Mapapansin nyo iba-iba ang haba nila. Bakit? Kasi sa body part ng tao is iba-iba din ang requirement. Isipin mo na lang kung ganito kaliit ang splint mo tapos ang nabali mo is yung buong pelvic mo or pelvis hanggang sa foot part mo. Kakayanin kaya nitong maliit ang immobilize yun? Hindi. Okay? Meron siyang specified na requirement na haba para dun sa injured body part. Automatic, dito tayo sa may mahaba na splint. Okay? Itong maiksi, pwede tayo sa ating kamay lang. Okay? May immobilize niya na yan. Kaya meron tayong set of splints. Kung mapapansin nyo, isang pirasong mahaba, sunod-sunod ang haba nila, pero dapat yan is lagi yung pair. Okay? Dapat may isang pares ito. So, dalawa dapat na ganito kahaba, dalawa nito, at dalawa niyan. Okay? Pag wala kayong splints, anong gagamitin ninyo? Gagamitin nyo is any available. Example, sanga ng kahoy, okay? Napulot nyo na 1/4 na kahoy, basta pwede mo siyang ipang-immobilize sa patient mo or sa victim. Ayan, suggested first aid kit. Mind you guys, that is only basic. Okay? Basic first aid kit. Ito dapat ang nilalaman ng inyong first aid kit. Okay? Meron siyang rubbing alcohol, povidone iodine, cotton. Okay? Meron siyang gauze patch or gasa, tongue depressor, okay? Pen light, band-aid, meron siyang band-aid, meron siyang gloves, meron siyang scissors. Pag sinabing scissors, ang tawag sa scissors sa medical field is the bandage scissors. Okay? Forceps or medical forceps natin. Then meron tayong triangular bandage. Okay? Elastic roller bandage. Okay? Occlusive dressing. Then the last one is the plaster. Okay? Suggested first aid kit yan. Basic pa lang yan. Basic. Pero kung talagang ang pupuntahan ninyo is mass casualty na or trauma case na, mas marami pa dyan ang kailangan dalhin. Okay? Ayan. Let's talk about dressing and bandages para malinaw ang pagkakaiba nila sa inyo. Okay? Pag sinabi natin dressing, any sterile cloth materials used to cover the wound. Okay? Example, ito ang dressing mo. Ayan. Hindi siya ang sterile cloth na nagko-cover or tatama sa wound mo. Okay? Other uses of dressing. Okay? It can control bleeding. Okay? It protects the wound from infection kasi nga itatake mo siya. Okay? Absorbs liquid from the wound such as blood plasma, water, and pus. Napapansin nyo kapag nasugatan kayo, mayroong parang mantika na tumutulo doon sa sugat nyo. Yun. I-absorb na yung liquid na yun. Yun ang gamit ng ating dressing. Okay? Well, as pag sinabi nating bandages, okay, any clean cloth materials, sterile or not, used to hold the dressing. Example, eto ang dressing mong pinatong. Okay? Ang dressing mo. Siya ang mag-hold dun sa dressing mo. Siya ang ipambabalot mo. Okay? Yun ang ating bandage. Ito ang sample ng ating mga bandage. Ayan. Sabi dito, sterile or not. Pwede na yung clean? Pwede na. Okay? It is used to hold the dressing in place. Other use of bandages. Ayan. It can also control bleeding. Okay? Tie splints in place. Number 3, immobilize body part. Number 4, for arm support or use as arm sling. Sinasabi ng arm sling. Nakita niyo pag may napirayan sa kamay, nakaband siya. Okay? Yan. So for the past 1 hour, we already discussed the introduction to first aid.